Chloe! So, I was just wondering, are you still not home?
Huh? Good evening, Lila. As you know, me and your brother are on our honeymoon right now. We'll be back in 3 days.
3 days, huh? Got it.
Why? What's that about?
Oh, no real reason in particular. I was just curious, that's all. That's all I wanted you for. Bye!
What the hell was that all about?
Hey, Chloe! I just wanted to check something with you. There are no changes to you guys' plan to come back from your honeymoon the day after tomorrow, right?
Huh? Right. No changes to the plan.
You won't be coming home early or anything like that, right? One of you won't be coming home first, right? There's absolutely nothing out of the ordinary, is that correct?
Nope. As long as we don't have any unforeseen circumstances to deal with, everything will be going ahead as planned.
I see, okay.
Lila, why are you asking me these things? I was confused when you asked me yesterday too, but now it's getting even weirder.
Well, I suppose it's not like you can make it home straight away anyways, so I might as well just come out with it.
Come out with what?
So, here's the thing. Me and my husband are living in yours and my brother's new house.
Excuse me?
In actual fact, we moved in and had all of our things carried here in a moving van 5 days before you left for your honeymoon.
What in God's name are you talking about? Stop joking around, Lila. There are all sorts of reasons that's not possible, not least of them security. Even if I humor you for the sake of argument, having your luggage carried in wouldn't have been possible either.
Wrong! They carried it all in without a hitch, even the furniture. The moving company were great. They clearly knew what they were doing. Your new house now belongs to me and my husband. There's no doubt about it.
What the hell? If you're being serious, the security team have let us down big time. I'll be having words.
The house is probably in my brother's name right now. But when you guys get back from your honeymoon, we'd like to go through the necessary procedures to have it switched over to my husband's. Will you pass the message on to my brother?
What are you talking about? Stop messing me around, Lila. Seriously, this can't be true. There are just too many reasons why what you're saying is impossible. There's no way you're living in our house right now. I just don't believe it.
We most definitely are. We already had all our stuff carried in. Plus, we've already been living here 5 days. We live here, so that means it's ours now. Sorry, Chloe. You snooze, you lose.
Lila, I heard you pulled a similar trick ages ago before I met my husband. Back when you both lived together with your parents?
Huh?
Your dad had to leave home for a while due to work, and the moment he left, you moved into his old room and declared it your lawful possession for eternity. Apparently, you could barely contain your excitement at the thought of him coming back to try and get rid of you. Nothing came of it in the end, because you gave up when he came back and you saw how furious he was, saying it was just a practical joke.
Oh, that? That was so fun! My brother has such a good memory.
My husband's telling me I should ignore this because you're probably just being mischievous like you were when you were a kid. But I've gotta admit, you got under my skin with this one. Listen, Lila, I don't know you as well as your brother, and I don't see the funny side of this. I know you might not be my biggest fan, but even for a practical joke, this is going too far. We're in the middle of our honeymoon for crying out loud. Which means I'm sorry, but if you'll excuse me, we're going to enjoy the rest of our time together. I won't be replying to any more of your messages while we're away.
Wow.
I'm sorry to have to be a killjoy and rain on your parade, but what you're doing is unacceptable, and I don't see the funny side.
Are you sure that's what you want? If you ignore me, your house is barely going to be recognizable when you get back. Be careful! Me and my husband will have no choice but to enjoy our hobbies to the fullest. Hey, are you ignoring me already? Fine, have it your way. If that's how you're playing this, you leave me with no choice. Such a shame. It's time to make a house a home. Me and my hubby are gonna customize it until it suits our style and tastes perfectly. I hope you're ready for what's coming. First up, in a move so bold it would shock an African queen, We painted a huge heart on the outside wall. The wall is white, so the bright red heart really stands out. It's so bold you could see it from a mile off. I think it really makes a statement about who I am. I drew more hearts and stars all over the walls inside the house. I just drew them totally at random as the mood took me. There's actually something so artistic about how all of this is turning out. I should be nominated for a culture award. Who would have thought I was such a talented artist? I found my true calling after all this time. Don't worry though, it's not just pictures. I painted my whole room with a pink and black color scheme, and you wouldn't believe how well they complement each other. My husband decided he wanted a life of luxury, so he's dedicating 2 rooms to his beloved plastic model painting hobby. He's getting them set up as we speak. Thanks for buying us such a good house, Chloe. Thanks for giving it to us as well. We're super grateful. I'm having so much fun. I feel like a little girl again.
Lila, we just got home.
Hey, make sure you don't go entering without permission. This is our house now, you know. I know it might feel strange to you, but you have to respect our boundaries.
But we're already sat in the living room enjoying a cup of coffee.
Huh? What the hell are you talking about? Me and my husband are in the living room drinking beer and watching TV. What a weird thing to make up. Where are you really?
Were you serious about moving into our house? Because I'm starting to think it was all just one big made-up prank. I did think there was some Audie-specific stuff in the messages you were sending me, so I asked your mother just in case. And lo and behold, she confirmed you and your husband had been living in a house in the neighborhood until recently. But you moved out, and she didn't know where to, so I thought it might be true.
That's right. Duh, because it is true. Oh dear, you didn't think I was just making it up, did you? As if you'd think I'd really do something like that. This beautiful detached house with a yard belongs to us now. This is what you get for letting your guard down on your honeymoon. It's hardly fair that you and my brother are the only ones who get nice things.
I don't mean it like that. It does seem to be true that you moved into someone's house uninvited, just not ours. If we're being specific, our new house isn't actually a house at all. It's an apartment in a high-risk tower block.
Huh?
Not just that, but they have tighter security than Guantanamo Bay. There's a passcode system and security guards to ensure that only actual residents can enter. There's also a receptionist at the front desk. Me and my husband told the receptionist we'd be leaving for a little while before we went away on our honeymoon, so they'd never let anyone else into our apartment. You wouldn't have gotten in just the 2 of you, let alone had all of your things carried inside by a removal company. If the security guards didn't pick up on it, the cameras would have.
Uh-huh?
We phoned reception to put our minds at rest after your weird messages. And just as we thought, there's nothing out of the ordinary going on with our apartment. Whose house did you guys break into?
Wait a sec. So, let me get this straight. Your new house isn't really a house at all, but an apartment in a high-rise tower block?
Yes, exactly like I just said. How the hell did you get into a whoever's house you're in right now? Did you have a key?
I found a key I didn't recognize in Mom's key case when I was over at her place. She was cooking for us in the kitchen, so I thought I may as well have a look through her things. It had the same address I overheard Mom mention on the phone a little while ago engraved into it. Given the timing, I didn't see what it could be other than the key to your new place. So I did what anyone would do and slipped it into my pocket while Mom wasn't looking.
No way! Is it the detached house on the house seating estate 10 minutes walk away from the southern ticket gate at the Apple station? By any chance?
Yes, actually it is. You know what?
Whoa! You've really gone and done it this time.
What do you mean? Gone and done what?
That's the house that your Aunt Kimmy is supposed to be moving into soon.
My Aunt Kimmy? No way! But she's abroad for work right now. How can that be? You're lying.
She's coming back soon because her company retransferred her to a branch in the state. And she bought that house as soon as she heard the news. All procedures regarding the sale and handover are complete, and it's already in her name. She's currently living in a temporary apartment in New York while working at the company branch there to finalize the handover of all the projects she was in charge of abroad. That's why she left the key with her sister, your mom. The plan was to put the finishing touches on her work stuff and then move into her new house and start a new life over here in earnest.
Oh my god.
That conversation you just mentioned overhearing on the phone, I'm guessing that was your mom speaking to your Aunt Kimmy about everything I just told you.
Seriously?
There should have been a mountain of cardboard boxes stacked up in the first room after you enter through the front door. Are they still there? That's all of your Aunt Kimmy's stuff.
Well, we might have sold some of it.
You sold your Aunt Kimmy's stuff?
We found some expensive-looking brand clothing when we were looking through them, and we just did what we thought made the most sense.
What the hell are you playing at, Lila?
What was I supposed to do? I thought it was all yours. Come on, see my side of things. How was it fair for my brother's new wife to have nicer things than me? Anyone would have done the same thing in my situation.
I'm not sure about that, you know. Anyway, you don't have much time. You need to get on the phone to whichever stores you sold your Aunt Kimmy's things to and see if there's any way you can get them back. Hopefully they haven't been sold already. There's a chance you might have to buy them back at a higher price, but it can't be helped. Go, go, go!
What? Buy them back? Oh, it's no good. They sold the last item to someone 10 minutes before I called.
I see. My husband's currently explaining to your Aunt Kimmy what you did over the phone.
Oh my god, what? You told on me? You rat, how could you betray me like this?
Obviously, I told her. You think she doesn't have the right to know about a pair of lunatics breaking into her house and selling her things? I had no choice. Anyway, she wasn't happy. My husband had to keep reminding her he was only the messenger. She says your options are either to pay her one lump sum in compensation or to find exact replacements of every single item you sold and see to it she gets everything back as it was before you interfered.
What?
She says she's going to the house tomorrow to check on the situation. She says you're to stay there until she's seen you both and are absolutely not leaving under any circumstances.
Are you joking? Like hell I'm gonna sit waiting around here for my Aunt Kimmy to come and let me have it. You might not know this, but my Aunt Kimmy is super scary when she gets mad. My whole family walk on eggshells around her because no one wants to get on her bad side.
We had a feeling you might say that, so your mom and dad should be arriving anytime now. They'll be making sure you won't go anywhere. You're now officially under house arrest.
What?
Apparently your husband's parents are on their way too.
Wow, this so cannot be happening. You have to be joking me.
You're making a big mistake if you think you can worm your way out of this one. It's time to face the music, Lila.
You've left me with no choice. Switch to defensive tactics. I'll lock every door in the house and hole myself up in here till they all get bored and give up.
Oh yeah, thanks for the reminder. I forgot to mention, your mom has a spare front door key.
What? No! Why?
Impressive, you're still messaging me?
Why didn't you tell me before it came to this? I never would have done all this if I'd known it was my aunt's house. All you had to do was tell me.
Moving into someone's house without their permission while they're away isn't exactly something normal people do, is it? How exactly was I supposed to know where you were? Seems like you forgot all about the announcement that your Aunt Kimmy's stay in Sweden would be coming to a close. Maybe if you'd have remembered, you could have put 2 and 2 together.
No, I didn't forget. I just didn't think she was coming back that soon. Besides, I didn't know anything about her new house.
I see. Still, ignorance is just no justification for the way you've behaved.
Chloe, please.
My husband just messaged your mom explaining how instead of facing responsibility for what you did, you're hiding from them while complaining to me over text.
Hey, wait! Stop it! I found such a good hiding place! Ugh!
It's time to face the music, Lila. Lila's mom asked me if I could buy them some time by keeping her busy while they figure out where she was hiding. I happily obliged and kept her talking to me until the in-laws arrived and occupied Aunt Kimmy's house, after which point they quickly tracked her down and captured her. The next day, a furious Aunt Kimmy arrived accompanied by her lawyer. After an extremely long and tiring discussion, Aunt Kimmy agreed to settle for $75,000 in compensation from the shamed couple for their actions. Of course, that included the cost of the items they sold. but it also covered the cost of repairing the house, which had been left in an abysmal state after being subjected to Lila and her husband's artistic endeavors. Finally, it included a sum to make up or the emotional distress the whole episode has caused. The moment Lila heard the figure, she let out a shrieking scream so piercing it could be said to be heard from outside of the solar system. After that, both her and her husband had no choice but to start working several jobs each. Now, under the strict supervision of her Aunt Kimmy, they led a miserable, soul-crushing existence of being worked to exhaustion on a daily basis to pay off their exorbitant debts.
Hey, sweetie, are you free to talk?
Yeah, it's not too busy at work today, so I've got a spare minute. What's up?
I was just wondering if you've noticed anything going missing from the house lately.
Like, what exactly?
Well, just like little things, really. Like, you know that really cute raincoat I brought the other day? I can't find it anywhere, and I haven't even worn it yet, so I know I've not left it anywhere. Also, other things of mine have gone missing. Shoes, clothes, jewelry. I'm just slightly concerned that we might have someone breaking in and stealing little bits and pieces to see if we notice. I mean, what if they try to break in whilst we're still here to get something more valuable?
Oh, I don't think you need to worry about anything like that.
But how can you be so sure? Have you honestly not noticed anything of yours missing?
Well, no, she doesn't wear my stuff.
Wait, what? Who doesn't wear your stuff?
My mom, of course.
Your mom? Hang on, I'm really confused. What has your mom got to do with any of this?
I've been letting her borrow some of your things whenever she comes around.
Comes round? To the house, you mean?
Yeah.
But when is she coming round the house? I've not seen her there, and we're both working during the day. So she can't be there then, can she?
Actually, yeah, she stops by during the day whilst we're at work and just kind of relaxes in the house.
What?
Yeah, it's really not that big of a deal. All she does is watch TV and stuff. She even helps clean up if there are any particular big messes about that you've not had the chance to clean yet. She's actually been a really big help.
How can you be okay with this? That's our home, and your mom is acting as if it's hers. What if we have private things lying around?
Well then, don't leave anything lying around. Simple.
Hang on. So she's the one who's been taking all of my things?
She's not been taking all of them, just borrowing a few things that she liked.
Scott, some of the things she's taken were given to me by my mom. The necklace she took has been handed down from my great-grandmother. I've been worried sick over it, thinking that I had lost it.
She only borrowed it, there's no need to get so hysterical about it.
It's been missing for 6 months. I even asked you when I first saw that it was missing if you knew what had happened to it.
Alright, jeez. I'll ask my mom to bring it back. I still don't see the big deal about her having it though. It's only a piece of jewelry.
It's important to me.
Okay, I got it. No need for all that drama.
How long has your mom been coming to our house?
I don't know, about 8 months or so?
What? How is she even getting in?
I gave her a spare key.
Why would you do that?
Well, she is my mom. I want to look after her, and if that means letting her chill in my house, then that's fine by me. I mean, do you not want me to treat my mom nicely?
Treating your mom nicely would be going over to her house to keep her company and buying her her own jewelry, not letting her act as if she rules over our house and can take what she wants without bothering to ask or even tell me.
I don't exactly have time to do that. It's easier this way. You didn't mind before.
Because I had no clue what was happening.
Well, what do you want me to do then, if you're so upset?
I'd like you to tell your mom that we don't want her coming to our house whilst we're not in it. And we especially don't want her taking things that don't belong to her. If she wants to borrow something from me, then she needs to ask me.
I'll tell her you said that, but I doubt she'll be happy about it.
Well, tell her that's how we both feel. We're a couple, after all, so we need to support each other.
But I don't feel that way. I don't mind my mom coming over.
Can you just support me on this, please?
Fine, whatever. I need to get back to work. I'll talk to my mom later.
Thank you.
So, my son told me that you have a problem with me going to your house whilst you're not there. Why? It's not like I'm hurting anyone. Are you implying that I'm not trustworthy enough to be there when you're not? This is really hurtful, Andrea.
Flora, hello. Yes, I did have a chat with Scott, and we both agreed that it would be best if you didn't do that anymore.
From what my son told me, You're the only one with a problem. Why?
Look, I just don't feel comfortable with you letting yourself into my home whilst I'm not there. It kind of feels like a bit of an invasion of privacy.
How is it an invasion of privacy? It's my son's house too, and as his mother, I should be allowed in his life, which includes where he lives.
I understand that he's your son, but he is also my husband now. Our home is our private place, and I don't mind people coming over as long as I know they're there and that I have invited them to come. I don't like someone just helping themselves to my home whenever they feel like it. It's not a hotel.
I need to make an appointment with you just to see my son now. I told him that he shouldn't marry you. You're simply too controlling.
I'm not saying you need an appointment to see Scott, but you can't go to our house unannounced, especially when we're not there. This is something that I am not willing to compromise on.
I see. Very well then, Your Majesty. I shall make sure to book an appointment well in advance to see my son, as per your request.
I've already told you that you don't need to do that.
No, I wouldn't want to impose on you and your house. Maybe with some warning you'll actually be able to clean it up a bit as well. That'd be a nice change too.
Okay, if you're going to be like that, then I'm going now, Flora. Oh, and I'd like everything of mine that you've taken without asking returned, please.
Yes, Scott's already told me that you're demanding your things back. Did your parents never teach you how to share?
Did yours not teach you not to take things without asking the owner?
How dare you speak to me like that? Just you wait. You'll regret this.
I'm sure. Okay, Flora. Good night.
How much did that cost? I bet you're making my son pay for it, aren't you?
Hi, Flora. Yes, I've got a new car, and no, Scott isn't paying for it. I managed to get a good finance deal on it, so I decided to upgrade. This new car should last me quite a few years now.
Well, I must admit it's quite a nice vehicle.
I'm glad you like it. Thank you, by the way, for giving me my things back.
Uh-huh. But really though, I love that car. It would suit me just perfectly. To be honest, I've always wanted one like it, and my car does need upgrading. Well, anyway, I can decide if I want to try and get one like it after I've driven yours around a little bit. I'll be around soon to pick it up.
Huh? What do you mean you're coming to get it?
Well, after I saw it the other day, I told Scott how much I liked it, and he said that I could have it if I liked it that much.
He said what?
Why is that such a shock? I mean, generally, when a person sees something they like, they tend to get it for themselves.
Well, I'm sorry, Flora, but you can't have my car, no matter how much you like it.
Well, why not?
Besides, it's my car. Besides, I need it to get to work, and this is the most important thing. I bought it by myself, for myself. I don't have to give it to anyone I don't want to.
Well, how rude. I mean, I even did what you asked, and asked politely if I could have it. Scott said I could, so I'm going to be picking it up whether you like it or not.
Well, it wasn't Scott's car to give away. It's mine. The car is in my name, and so is all of the insurance. So Scott has absolutely no say on who gets to have my car.
Well, we'll see about that. I'll be talking to Scott about your attitude. I mean, I even followed your rules, and now you're going back on them. It's ridiculous.
What's ridiculous is the fact that Scott said you could have my brand new car. You don't need to worry about having words with him because I'll be doing that myself.
Seriously, Andrea? You told my mom that she can't have your car? Why?
Because it's my car? Where on earth did you get the impression that you could decide to just give away something I bought and use on a daily basis?
Well, we already have one car, and my mom needs a new one because her old one is a death trap, so stop being so selfish and let her have the car. You can get on by public transport.
I'm being selfish?
Well, yeah, first you kicked my mom out of our house, saying that you don't feel comfortable with her in it, even though she wasn't hurting anyone, and now after setting stupid rules about asking people to borrow their things, you go back on your word and won't let my mom have your car? That's selfish.
I saved up for this car with my own money. And if anyone's being selfish, it's you. You just give in to your mom and give her whatever she wants, regardless of how I feel. I mean, how can you think that giving her a brand new car that I paid for is fair?
Because she's my mom. I'm doing what I need to do to look after her in her older age. In fact, it doesn't matter if you don't give my mom your car because I'll simply take it from you.
How will you do that?
I'll file for divorce. You've been really getting on my nerves lately anyway, so getting rid of you and taking the car for myself is just a win-win scenario.
Wow, so your true colors have finally shown themselves, huh? Fine. I'll give you the divorce, and you can have the car as long as you promise to pay alimony to me.
Fine, whatever. Anything to be rid of you.
I feel exactly the same way about you. And before you get any ideas, you'll be signing the car over in your name before I give it to you. I'm not going to be the one responsible for any payments or damages that might happen.
Fine. If you're really gonna be that petty, I'll sign the stupid papers.
Good.
Hey, Andrea. It's been a while.
Scott? What do you want? I thought I finally got rid of you and that I'd never have to hear from you again.
Yeah, it's just... The car that you gave my mom has been having a few issues. Its brakes seem to have gone, along with its clutch, and there were a few other things that look a bit iffy. So, I thought I can give you the car back, and then maybe we can call it even and call off the divorce lawyers, and I can stop paying you alimony? I mean, the value of the car should cover what you're asking for, right?
Let me get this right. You want me to take back a clearly broken car, which will cost me thousands in repairs from the sounds of it, in exchange for not getting my divorce alimony?
I mean, yeah?
No, I'm good, thanks.
What?
You can keep the car. After all, your mom was so adamant about having it. Just a shame that it's falling apart. I mean, it's only 4 months old. It's almost as if someone might have done something to it.
Wait, are you saying you purposely sabotaged the car to get back at me?
What? Of course not. I'm not a mechanic. I know nothing about cars.
But you just said...
Anyway, I really shouldn't be talking to you. My lawyer said so. If you want to say anything to me, it'll have to be through them now. I'll see you in court, Scott. Oh, and by the way, thanks for taking that car off my hands. I ended up finding a much better, more vintage one for half the price. It's so much better than that rubbish, broken one you've got.
Andrea!
Bye, Scott. Hope you have a nice life with your new wife. Mom. I'm glad I'm not with such a mama's boy anymore. Thanks for showing me what a pathetic person you actually are. After Scott tried to get me to call off my lawyers in exchange for the car, we finally settled things in court, with Scott paying me alimony because of his affair. Things didn't get better for Scott. He ended up moving into a run-down little apartment as I sold the house that we both shared. His mom would constantly go to his house during the day, to the point that she would scare off any potential girlfriend. I did try to warn him about her, but he just didn't want to listen to me. As for me, I moved to the city where my career really took off. I became a very important person within my company, and I'm even in line to become the CEO. Everything definitely got better once I left Scott. It can be difficult letting go of someone that you have been with for a long time, but sometimes it really is for the best. Besides, some of the best things in life can happen when you least expect them.